A very good morning to my dear students. Once again welcome back to 7th grade English class. Today we are actually planning to go with your workbook. I think we had already completed the 4th units in your workbook. So we had discussed all those exercises and all those additional works and all those additional grammatic items which are included in the first 4 units that we had already discussed and that we had already completed, and there are 2 more chapters remaining under workbook. So today we are actually planning to go with the 5th chapter or 5th unit in your workbook, so entitled as Games and Sports. Okay, so all of you please take page number 54. So here we have adverbial clauses of manner. Okay, what is that? Adverbial clauses of manner. Okay, so we had already learned what is an adverbial clauses of manner. Yeah, if you take page number 112 in your course book, you can find that adverbial clauses of manner, and there we introduced, there we learned that as if and as though, as if and as though, these are the main adverbial clauses of manner. So here, before getting familiar with this particular term adverbial clauses of manner, you have to know what is an adverb and you have to know what is a clause, that we all discussed when we took that particular portion from your course book. Okay, anyway, I would like to remind you of the same thing. Adverb means, yeah, something, a word which is used to qualify the verb is known as adverb. Okay, coming fast. Okay, coming fast. So coming is actually the verb and fast is used to qualify coming. In what way that particular person is coming? He is coming very fast or she is coming very fast. So fast is actually adverb. Then what do you mean by clause? Yeah, clause means, yeah, something which has a subject and a verb. Something which has a subject and a verb can be said as or can be called as clause. So in that way, adverbial clauses of manner. Okay, we can find, we use adverbial clauses of manner using as if and as though. Okay, now please come back to the exercise given here in page number 54 in your workbook. See, listen. I always do as my parents tell me. Okay, look at this particular example. I always do as my parents tell me. So here, I always do and parents tell me. These are 2 clauses. I always do is actually the main clause and parents tell me is actually the subordinate clause. So here also, here if you look at this clauses, we can find that here we have a subject and a verb. Here also we have a subject and a verb. So that is what I already mentioned, that clauses means something which has a subject and verb in them. Okay, so in that way, look at this main clause, I always do. In what way the speaker always does? Yeah, in what manner? As my parents tell me. So as my parents tell me, this actually does the function of qualifying the first clause. I always do is actually the first clause, and this this parents tell me, this clause is actually used to, yeah, qualify the main clause or the first clause. Okay, and this clause is used here to qualify in what way or in what manner this speaker does everything. So, in that way we can say that this is an example of adverbial clauses of manner, and this adverbial clauses of manner is used or is presented using this particular word as. So, adverbial clauses of manner always preceded words like as or as if or as though. Okay, so I got that. So I hope that you understood the things which we discussed in the class where we took this particular portion. Okay, anyway, if you look at page number 54, you will have you will have 5 exercises. Okay, anyway, before that you have to please read. Adverbial clauses of manner are normally introduced by as if, as though and the way. So, in the course book we had only 3 words as if and as though. Here we have one more word expressing adverbial clauses of manner, and what is that? And the way in which we are doing something. He is coming, he is doing something the way in which I expected from him. So, in that way the way is also used as a word which is used to express adverbial clauses of manner. Okay. So, similarly examples: Jalil did as his mother had asked. Pushpa was never allowed to live the way she wanted. So, Pushpa was actually leading a life which she never desired. So, for that, because there also speaking about the manner in which something happened. So, there also we can use the way. So, the way also can be used as a word expressing adverbial clauses of manner. Okay. So, now please look at the examples given there. So, complete these sentences using the clauses given in the box below. Okay, so here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clauses. So, in each clause you will have a subject and a verb. So, here you will have given 5 clauses and you have to complete the 5 following sentences using the appropriate clause from the box. Okay. As though they were bored, as I tell you, the way they are, just as we thought they would, as if it has gone rancid. So, in all these clauses we could find word expressing adverbial clauses of manner like as though, as, the way, as if. Okay. So, now look at the 5 sentences. The butter smells dash, which will be the suitable one? In which manner the butter smells? We can find that the butter smells as if it has gone rancid. Rancid is actually a particular chemical status. Okay. The butter smells as if it has gone rancid. Okay. Then please leave the clothes. Please leave the clothes, which will be the suitable one, the way they are. So, leave the clothes the way they are, Okay. Then the students kept yawning. The students kept yawning when? As though they were bored. Okay. Then the next one, the children behaved. The children behaved, just as we thought they would. Then the last one, I will be grateful if you do what? I will be grateful if you do as I tell you. So, in that way we can express adverbial clauses of manner using as if, as though, the way. So, you after watching this class you are requested to complete all these sentences with suitable options. Okay, now non-defining relative clauses. So, this is actually the next grammatical item which we learned under 5th unit from your course book. So, you can also take page number 112 in your course book. There we learned non-defining relative clauses. Okay. Now we are actually going to discuss non-defining relative clauses. So, this also we discussed when we took that particular portion from your course book. Anyway, let me to remind you of the same thing, non-defining relative clauses. What do you mean by non-defining relative clauses? Here, my son Parthiban is actually the noun or the subject, and who lives in Seattle is actually something which is used here to qualify the subject or the noun. So, in that way we can say that this is adjective, and this normally adjective is only one word. See, he is intelligent, he is smart. When we say he is intelligent and he is smart, smart and intelligent are examples of adjectives, because those words are used to speak about, qualify the noun there. So, but here one entire clause is used, one entire clause is used. What is a clause? Something which has a subject and a verb. So, an entire clause is used to qualify a noun. So, in that way it can be said as an example of adjectival clauses. Okay, and my son Parthiban, who lives in Seattle, texts me every day. So, the adjectival clause in bold, that means this part, who lives in Seattle, that go before them. So, this qualifies the names that go before them. Okay, but they do not define them. So, this particular portion is not defining this subject. Who lives in Seattle is actually an additional information. It is not saying who is actually my son Parthiban. So, in that way this adjectival clause doesn't define this noun. Instead, they are actually providing some additional information. Okay. So, they only add some information about the person or thing referred to. That is why they are separated from the rest of the sentences by commas. So, this is actually the reason in which this particular portion is separated from the rest of the sentence using 2 commas, because it is not defining the subject or the name, but instead it is actually giving some additional information about them. And clauses of this type, that means clauses which are not defining the noun, instead they are only giving some additional informations. At the same time, they are being separated from the rest of the sentences using 2 commas. Such clauses of this type or such clauses are known as non-defining adjectival clauses. Okay. And these non-defining adjectival clauses are always introduced by relative pronouns such as who, then tell me which, then tell me whom, then whose plus noun. Okay. So, such non-defining adjectival clauses are always introduced by relative pronouns such as who, which, whom and whose plus noun. Okay. So, this you have to remember before going to do these examples. So, now look at page number 55. Study the following table and write about the family details of the staff of a small hospital in Vijayawada. Some extra information about each of them is provided in the third column. The first one has been done for you. So, listen, whenever we are speaking about some additional information which are qualifying the subject, okay, when we are doing some additional information which are used to qualify the noun or which are used to qualify the subject, not defining them, not used to define them. Okay, such clauses are always known as adjectival clauses. So, if you look at this table, you can find that the first box, in the first box we have names, then in the second box we have family details, and in the third box we have extra informations. So, extra information means this is actually an extra information. So, this is an additional information, not this does not define the name. Instead, they are actually giving some additional information about the name. So, this can be taken as an example of adjectival clauses. Okay, so in that way you have to complete those 9 sentences, and first one has been done for you. So, turn over the page. So, here Dr. Vandana Reddy, who is the chief administrator, is married and has 2 children. So, in that way you have to complete the 8 sentences, using the appropriate relative pronoun, and in that way you have to complete the sentence in the right order by giving an additional information about the noun or the subject as is given in the table. Okay, now we can look at the next one. Dr. Sunil Thomas, married with 3 children and senior cardiologist. So, which is actually the additional information given here, senior cardiologist. So, how we can write? Dr. Sunil Thomas, comma, then who is actually the suitable relative pronoun here, who is the senior cardiologist, then again comma, is married with 3 children. So, every time you have to remember that adjectival clause should be separated from the rest of the sentences using 2 commas, and it is not a definition of the noun or the subject, but it is an additional information about the subject or noun. So, this you have to remember. Okay. So, how the sentence will be? Dr. Sunil Thomas, then put a comma, because we are actually going to write down an adjectival clauses. Okay. Then the Dr. Sunil Thomas, who is he? Who is the senior cardiologist. Then again put a comma, is married with 3 children. Is married with 3 children. Okay. So, in that way you have to complete the remaining sentences. So, I can give you one more example. Dr. Kamini Rao, single general physician. How we can write? Dr. Kamini Rao, who is a general physician, is single. So, in that way you have to complete the remaining sentences. Now, turn on page number 57 and read the next exercise. Here is a task based on the National Sports Awards presented by the President to the winners on 25th September 2018. Combine a sentence from column A with an item from column B using a non-defining adjectival clause. Okay. The first one has been done for you. So, the task is that here you will have the list of winners of national sports events or national sports awards. The names of people who won the national sports award, and also the name of the national sports awards. Okay, and you have to connect the suitable options from column A to that of the suitable options from column B using non-defining adjectival clause. Okay, non-defining adjectival clause. So, first one has been done for you. Virat Kohli, who is a cricketer. So, who is a cricketer? One, the Rajiv Gandhi Ghel Ratna. So, who is a cricketer is actually an additional information. Who is a cricketer is actually here an example of non-defining adjective clause. It is not defining Virat Kohli. Who is he? Virat Kohli, maybe if we have to define Virat Kohli, we have to speak something more about him, like he is a 30-year-old man living in the city of. So, in that way we have to say something, but here who is a cricketer, that means saying some additional information about Virat Kohli. So, whenever we are using an additional information about someone using a relative pronoun, here relative pronoun is who, that is that is actually an example of non-defining adjectival clauses. So, that is your task, using a non-defining adjectival clause. So, in that way you have to select the right option from column B and you have to attach it with the right option from column A using a non-adjectival, so non-defining adjectival clause. Okay. So, look at the second one. Mirabai Chanu also won the Rajiv Gandhi Ghel Ratna. So, Mirabai Chanu is actually weightlifter. So, the first option will be the suitable one from column B. Okay. So, then how the sentence will be? Mirabai Chanu, then adjectival clause, non-defining adjectival clause. So, we have to put a comma. Who then is a weight lifter, then again comma, also won the Rajiv Gandhi Ghel Ratna. Okay. So, in that way you have to complete the remaining examples. So, I can give you one more example. Manika Batra won the Arjuna award. So, F option from column B will be the suitable one, who is a table tennis player. Manika Batra is actually a table tennis player. So, Manika Batra comma, who is a table tennis player, again comma, won the Arjuna award. So, in that way you have to complete all those examples. Okay. Now, you have to take page number 58. There we will have another exercise entitled as words in action. So, you have to read that. Many words in the English language are used both as nouns and as verbs. So, many words in English literature used as verbs and nouns together. So, those such kind of some examples are given here. Look at the first example. I have bought a musical clock. I have bought a musical clock. Look at the darkened word there, clock. So, in the first sentence, I have bought a musical clock. There, clock is actually used in the usual sense. Whenever we say clock, the first image that comes to our mind is actually something which we hung on the wall in order to realize the time. Okay. So, there it is actually used in the noun sense. I have bought a musical clock. Look at the next example. The medal winning trio clocked 3 of the 4 fastest timings ever recorded in the history of the 100-meter race. So, medal winning trio means actually 3 people. Trio means 3 people, 3 contestants. See, for example, we have singles, doubles. So, likewise trio. So, the medal winning trio means the combination of 3 competitors, the combination of 3 competitors or the combination of 3 contestants. Okay. So, the medal winning trio clocked 3 of the 4 fastest timings ever recorded in the history of the 100-meter race. So, there clocked is used to say about their record. Yeah, within by registering the smallest time, they won the award. So, there it is used in a verb sense. So, likewise here you will have 5 sentences, and you will have 5 words also given in the box, and so you have to complete those 5 sentences using those suitable words in its noun sense and in its verb sense. So, you have to complete all those 5 sentences selecting the right option from the box, and you have to complete the sentences using the noun and using the word in its noun sense and using the word in its verb sense. So, please take the first one. Kite making is a dying. Means it is not a popular thing now. Kite making is a dying dash. Yeah, which will be the first one. Trade. There the verb is used as used in a noun sense. Kite making is a dying trade. There it is used in a noun sense. Then which will be the next option in its verb sense? Yeah, I traded. Traded is actually the verb form. I traded my water pistol for my brother's stamp album. So, there it is used in a verb sense. So, in that way. And what about the next one? I don't have much dash to read novels these days. Yeah, which will be the suitable option? I don't have much time. And what is actually the verb form of time? You timed your holiday. Cleverly, the weather is pleasant. So, in that way you have to complete the remaining sentences using the suitable option from the box, both in its noun sense and both in its verb sense. Okay. And the next one is actually use commas and inverted commas where necessary. Yeah. So, 3 sentences are given there. You have to put the commas and inverted commas where necessary. Okay. So, let me to write the first one. Okay, look at the first one. Dinner is served, said the cook. So, here you have to note one thing, that dinner is served. This is actually an utterances of somebody. Here, this is actually the statement given by this cook. So, whenever a statement or whenever the conversation or whenever the utterance of a particular person is given, it should be in single inverted comma. So, after this there should be a comma also. So, this is the right punctuation mark here. So, dinner is served. This is whose words? This is actually the cook's words. So, this particular words should be or utterance should be brought under inverted comma, and after that there should be a single comma also. Okay, so that is actually the right punctuation mark there. So, in that way, how will be the next sentence? Let me to write the next sentence also on board. Oh, please let me go, pleaded Dev as the bully seized him by the collar. Okay, so look at, so here pleaded they've. Pleaded they've means requested they've. Pleaded they've means requested by the. So, oh, please let me go. Let me to go. Oh, please let me to go. This is actually the request given by whom? They've. That means this is actually a single utterance given by whom? They've. So, that should be written in, that should be put in single inverted comma, because these are the words of whom? These are the words of the. So, it should be brought under single inverted comma. Oh, please let me go. Then, O is actually an exclamatory mark. So, we have to put a comma after O, because O is an exclamatory thing. O. So, we have to put a comma after O. Okay. Then, here as we done in the previous example, this is actually a single utterance of they've. So, after this there should be a comma. Okay. Oh, please let me go. Who said that? They. So, after that saying there should be a comma also. Okay. So, and pleaded they've as the bully seized him by the collar. So, and when he pleaded this, or when he requested this, when something happened, and what is the something? As the bully seized him by the collar. So, this is actually the second part of this sentence. So, for that you have to separate the second part by giving another comma here. So, in that way, oh, please let me go, that is utterance of they've. So, that should be in single inverted comma. Then O is actually an exclamatory thing. So, after that there should be a comma. Then pleaded they've. And after this, it is speaking about another thing, what actually made him to make such a request. So, that is actually given here, as the bully seized him by the collar. So, that should be separated from the rest of the sentence by a comma. So, this is actually the right punctuation marks here. So, in that way you have to complete the third sentence. So, I think this is all about today. I hope that you understood everything which we discussed today. So, anyway, you have to go through the video class very well and get familiarized with all the things which we discussed today, and you have to complete all those remaining exercises in your workbook, and after writing all those remaining exercises you have to send it to me. Okay. So, I hope that you got everything which I discussed today. Anyway, thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.